Three levels of elevation. Okay. First, if you are in a church where correction comes to you, if you are in a church where correction comes to you, you are an extremely blessed person, because it is only those whom God loves that He corrects. If you are in a church that is not afraid of correcting you, if you are with a man and a woman that is not afraid of giving you correction, you should consider yourself blessed, because the Lord rebukes them whom He loves. I'll tell you, you are cursed if God doesn't correct you. Oh, you didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what I said. There is a curse operating in your life where God doesn't bother with you. He's like, let him do what he wants. If God gives you up to your own ways, there is a curse operating in your life. If your father has to think 5 times before telling you something to correct you, you are this close to losing favor. Because now your father is not leading you, he's managing you. No. If he has to think 10 times before rebuking you, because he's like, oh, he's going to get offended. Oh, he's going to be very sensitive. Oh, he's going, no. If you, then you're not a beloved son. You're a son that requires management. But if your father can come to you freely and say, I don't like this. This part of your personality really bothers me. And you're not offended. You're grateful that a man is taking interest in studying your life and giving you correction. You must consider yourself blessed. So the first point of elevation is correction. When God can send people to correct you. And I'm telling you, when David sinned against God, when he sinned against God by sleeping with Bathsheba and murdering Uriah, God didn't speak to David. You know why? Because if God had to speak and address that situation, David would have been condemned. So God, in His mercy, sends a prophet. If God had to directly involve into David's mess, the only thing David would have got is a judgment. But God didn't want to judge David. He wanted to give him an opportunity to repent. So He sends a prophet. So it's Nathan, go talk to David. He thinks he is perfect. Go talk to him. Correction is your blessing. Correction is your elevation. Correction is your portion of life. Second, instructions. Instructions are your point of elevation. Correction stops you from going in one way. Instructions tell you in which way you're supposed to go. They're 2 different things. Correction stops you from going one way, but correction doesn't tell you where to go. Instruction tells you in which way you're supposed to walk in what direction. Instruction is course correction. Instruction is your future coming to you and giving you a glimpse of the future you that is required for you to succeed in the future. So when an instruction comes, your man of God, your prophet has traveled 20 years in the future, 30 years in the future, 50 years in the future, and he's studied the environment, has studied the future, and he says, okay, I see what is going to happen. In order for this son and this daughter to prosper in this future, this is the prerequisite. So instruction is your manual for success in the future. It is your manual for success in the future, because it has gone ahead and studied what is required and comes to you in time and says, this is what you need to do now. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me? So instructions are not for today. Instructions are for your future. Pastor Vijay and I are submitted to, for me, in my estimation, one of the greatest voices on the planet Earth today. I can tell you with great confidence, there is no other voice like the voice of my father, Prophet Vijay. Yes. There could be bigger churches, there could be guys that are dressed more crazily, but in the realms of the spirit, there is not another voice like the voice of my father. And the last time an instruction came to me was at least 2 years ago. And I've been like, God, what do I do? He's not telling me anything, and I get very nervous when my father doesn't rebuke me, when he doesn't correct me, when he doesn't give me instructions. So I pursue him. I pursue him constantly, to the point I think I might have annoyed him a few times, to get correction, to get instructions. I will not dwell too much on that. Let's move on. So we have understood correction. We've understood instruction. Now the third point is something that your father may not teach you, because he's your father. But every true father never teaches everything. I think I lost you there. Yeah. Why? Because some things have to be learned by revelation. So your third point of elevation is revelation. You know, my father has never asked me for an offering. My father has never asked me to send him my tithes. My father has never asked me for a shirt. My father has never asked me for a house or a car. He has never asked me anything. But by revelation, I know I must do certain things. You don't have to do it, because it's not revealed to you. You don't have to celebrate him like the way I celebrate him, because he has not been revealed to you. Oh, it's okay. So sometimes you guys will be sitting in the same church and you're like, I don't understand this boy. Why is he just too much about Pastor Vijay? No, all the time Pastor Vijay. Dad, mom, I don't like this. It's okay. He is operating in a realm that is not yet open to you. Jesus help us. So some dimensions, you can't be corrected into them, you can't be instructed into them, they have to be revealed to you. They must be revealed to you. And when you walk in revelation and you now begin to operate in dimensions that people cannot even see, they cannot even see that this exists. Why are you bringing an offering? Because God spoke to me. But how come God didn't speak to me? I don't know. How is it that we're all sitting in the same church And while I am speaking to you today, some of you are excited and some of you are clapping and some of you are scratching your heads, and the others hate what I'm teaching today, because that shows where your spiritual maturity is. I remember one day all of the sons of Prophet Shalju were gathered in Delhi, and I asked him, what do you do to your father? I asked him, what do you do to grow the way you grow? And you know what my father said? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. Because the minute I open my mouth and I tell you, you're under obligation. Instruction creates the necessity for obedience. Instruction creates the necessity for obedience. So when a father opens his mouth, he's also, there are pros and cons now. But revelation, you just soar. Because you see things and you understand things, you just soar. You just soar, you just soar, you just soar, you just soar. You just soar, because your father has not opened his mouth and given you an instruction, but you still do it. You soar. He didn't ask you for a meal, but you bring the meal. He didn't ask you to hunt the game, but you still go hunt the game. He didn't ask you to learn this recipe, but you still learn the recipe. He didn't ask you that he likes this brand of shirt, so you still go get that brand of shirt. He didn't ask you. You are now operating in the realms of revelation. You don't need instructions anymore. Now you operate in a higher dimension. God help us. Help us, help us, help us. If your father, listen to me carefully, if your father has to lead you every step of the way by giving you instructions, you have not understood his spirit. You have not become one in the spirit that is upon your house. But the minute you become one in the spirit, he doesn't have to open his mouth and tell you things. You will pick up things just like that. My God help us, my God help us, my God help us, help us, help us, help us. Yeah. He doesn't have to open his mouth and say, I wish somebody can come and help me in the cameras today. You'll be there at the door. You'll be like, Dad, I just felt I have to come and be there for service, just to be of help to you at your house. So I'm standing outside your house. If you need me, please tell me. What instruction did Jesus give to the disciples when he was walking on the water? He didn't tell them, I am God. Because I am God, you can also come walk with me. He just was walking, minding his own business. And there's one fellow called Peter. He's like, if you are God, I should also be able to walk with you. And the rest of the disciples looked at him and said, oh, you have death wish or what? But Peter had a revelation. If this is indeed Jesus, and he's walking on water, and I am his son, there must be something in me that can also walk on the same water that he's walking in. I can't be connected to this umbilical cord. I can't be connected to this DNA. I can't be connected. I can't be under the shadow of this grace and not try what he is trying. I can't. No. I see the eagle. And I see the eagles fly. And I see the baby eagles also becoming the mother eagle. I see the lion. I see the lion roar. And I see the cubs also look at the lion and learning to roar. I am seeing my father walk on water. So if he can walk on water, then there must be parts of me that can also walk on water. Because his DNA is running in my DNA. His spirit is running in my spirit. His grace is running in my grace. His, So if you see your father have victory over sin, then you are having victory over sin. If you see your father prospering financially, then you are also prospering financially. If you see your father walk in integrity, then you can also walk in integrity. If you see him slay giants, you are slaying giants. Oh, it is yours by inheritance. It is yours by umbilical cord. It is yours by DNA. Oh my God, when are we going to understand this? That you don't have to walk into every victory because you are fighting. You can walk into victories because your father fought. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I feel something. If your father is apostolic, you are apostolic. If your father is a revivalist, you are a revivalist. If your father is a prophet, then you are a prophet. If he can call out names, you can call out names. It is yours by alignment. It is yours by revelation. It is yours by grace. So all you have to do, if you want to understand your DNA, God gave you a shortcut and he placed the Father on your life. You study your Father, you understand who you are. So there are dimensions you cannot access without revelation. For my precious people that are given to Prophets Vijay and Virginia, may you have revelation. May your eyes be open to see who God has given to you. May the Lord open your eyes to see the inheritance that you are, to see the umbilical cord, to see the cloud of witnesses, the living stones that you are connected to see the grace that you are assigned with, to see what royal treasures that are there within your house. It is yours by alignment. It is yours by grace. It is yours by association. It is yours by revelation.
Hey, I hope you were blessed. Do share some love by leaving a comment and liking the video. And don't forget to subscribe to share this video with your beloved. God bless.